I had to pick something up from my parents' house this evening, and my mom was telling me how much she really enjoyed my videos that I've been sharing on a daily basis. She said, "You know what though? I think they're a little long." She said, "When the time pops up on the videos when I see it on YouTube or Facebook or other social media, and sometimes they say 10 minutes, so I don't watch them." And my first thought was, "Thanks, Mom. Just because it's 10 minutes, you can't watch your son in the video that he makes? Thanks a lot." But all kidding aside, then I realized that she was right because it was something I had thought about before. My original intent with these videos was to keep them between 3 and 5 minutes. Then I started creeping up to 6 minutes. But the times that I gotten so excited and passionate with what I was talking about, the video just keeps going on. And I kept blabbering and talking. And certainly I hope and felt like there was some value in the things I was saying. But yeah, I recognize that some of the videos have approached closer to 10 minutes or longer recently. So my goal now is to get refocused on the intent of the video, which is to keep it short and simple and manageable for someone who's paying attention, so you don't feel overwhelmed. I just want to make it 2, 3 quick minutes so that you can feel like you can watch it, get the information, and move on with your night. So rule number 1, listen to your mother and listen to any other people who have feedback and ideas and thoughts for you, because certainly you might not necessarily agree every time, or you might not 100% agree with everything someone says, but when they're giving you feedback, that's an opportunity to learn. Anytime you can get feedback, you can learn and adapt and find patterns with what other people are telling you, because if all of a sudden you find 10 or 12 or 15, 20 plus other people are telling you the same thing, maybe that's a time that you should start recognizing it could make sense to change up slightly the way you do what you do and take action in a slightly different manner so that you can grab the attention of the people that you're trying to connect with and get your message across in a way that they will be more receptive to, and more receptive to paying attention to and actually pressing play on the videos that you're sharing, for example, in my case here. So I'll be quick. I'm going to wrap up in another 60 seconds, but one of the other new books that I got in is The Journal of Christopher Columbus, and just started reading it last night, but the point I'll make is this. I'm sure you know, generally speaking, what that story is about, what his journey was about. But think about this man who decided that what he was going to do was travel in a direction and to a place that he wasn't totally certain actually existed. He didn't know that it was totally possible to travel west to get to the Indies, which is where he thought he was going. Certainly there were merchants before him and during his time that were exploring the seas and trying to find ways and trade paths that made sense, that they could be quicker and more effective and more efficient with, so they could be more profitable with the trading that they were doing. But he decided to attempt something that hadn't been attempted before, and I actually am going to touch on this more often as I continue to read, because I've already picked up 5 or 6 different points that I think are very impactful in terms of things we should be paying attention to in our own journeys as we explore new opportunities in our lives. And it's just someone to recognize that explored something that wasn't visible in the past, right? So Christopher Columbus put a map in his mind of the world that nobody else had previously had or previously believed was possible. And he had so much certainty that he was willing to risk his life and the other people who stepped on those ships with him to go and explore risk their lives, because certainly they had the opportunity to run out of water or run out of food on their sailing trip west. So keep in mind that just because it hasn't been done before, just because something hasn't been achieved previously, just because you don't have a map in your mind of someone else who has accomplished something, it doesn't mean it's not possible. So I challenge you, as you're thinking about your goals, to recognize the opportunity to break open into new land, to create a new map of what's possible in your mind, in your particular industry, or whatever you're trying to achieve. So challenge yourself to think bigger and create bigger visions for yourself, even if you've never seen anyone do it before. Don't be afraid to go after some kind of land of opportunity that might not necessarily be reality at this point in time, but if you can start to believe it and perceive it and think about it and build certainty in your own mind, your own heart, your own body, at some point you can and you will make it happen. But you've got to have certainty. You've got to create that vision. You've got to go after it every single day. So my challenge to you is think big. I know I've touched on it before. I think I touched on it in the video last night even. Think big, dream big, and go after it, because I can tell you it's possible. There are people like this who have done crazier things before, and if you're willing to believe that there's something out there for you that's bigger than what you're expecting right now, make it happen. Have fun. Be awesome.